Let me answer one of the most important questions people ask before beginning the Artificial Intelligence Longevity Protocol. What happens after my longevity root cause review? That is a very important question because nobody wants to invest time, complete an application, submit a specimen, receive laboratory findings, and then be left wondering, now what? You do not need another report that gets placed inside a drawer. You do not need another list of numbers that you do not understand. And you do not need more information without a clear idea of what to do with it. The purpose of your longevity root cause review is not simply to tell you what appeared on a lab report. The purpose is to help you understand the larger pattern. And what happens afterward depends on what that pattern suggests may deserve your attention. So let me walk you through the process clearly. Before your longevity root cause review ever begins, we have already gathered several important pieces of information. You completed the AI Longevity Mastery Academy application. That application helps us understand your symptoms, your energy, your sleep, your stress patterns, your cravings, your digestion, your lifestyle habits, your environmental exposures, your medication and supplement history, your health concerns, and what has changed over time. You also completed the AI Longevity Biosignal Use Hair Analysis. That provides additional laboratory findings that become one part of the larger conversation. Artificial intelligence helps organize the information, and our clinical longevity framework helps us examine how the different pieces may relate to one another. Then we meet privately with you during your 2-hour longevity root cause review. That is where everything begins to come together. Your personal story, your symptoms, your laboratory findings, your stress patterns, your environmental exposures, your lifestyle, your previous health information, and the possible 14 hidden root causes of disease that may deserve discussion. If this level of breakdown already makes sense to you, click the like button so more people can understand what actually happens here. Now, I want to make something very clear. The purpose of the review is not to diagnose you with all 14 hidden root causes. It is not to frighten you. It is not to tell you that every symptom has one simple explanation. The review is designed to help you better understand possible patterns, to identify areas that may deserve attention, to organize questions you may need to ask, and to create a clearer starting point for your next decisions. That is where the value begins. During the review, we walk through your information in plain language. We do not want you leaving with more confusion than you had when you arrived. We explain what appeared in the laboratory findings. We explain which findings may deserve closer attention. We compare those findings with what you reported in your application. We look at whether your symptoms appear to overlap with certain patterns. We examine whether your stress, sleep, nutrition, lifestyle, environment, or other factors may be influencing the complete picture. We also explain what the information does not prove. That matters. Responsible interpretation is not only about identifying possible concerns. It is also about knowing where the limits are. A laboratory finding in a blood test may raise a question. It may support a possibility. It may suggest that an area deserves more attention, but it does not automatically diagnose a disease. And it does not automatically prove why you are experiencing a particular symptom. That is why we examine the complete picture. Now, once the review is complete, you receive a personalized natural action plan. This is where many people ask, does that mean you are giving me a generic diet? No. Does that mean you are giving me a random list of supplements? No. Does that mean everybody receives the same recommendations? No. The purpose of the action plan is to organize the next steps around the information reviewed during your session. Your plan may include areas such as nutrition, hydration, sleep, movement, environmental changes, daily lifestyle habits, possible nutritional support considerations. The specific recommendations depend on the pattern identified during your review. Because two people can report the same symptom and still need very different conversations. Two people can both say, I am tired, but one may be sleeping poorly. Another may be skipping meals and relying heavily on caffeine. Another may be dealing with chronic stress. Another may have nutritional concerns. And another may have several factors occurring at the same time. That is why we do not build the action plan around one symptom. We build it around the complete pattern. Let me explain what that may look like. Suppose your information suggests that your sleep deserves attention. Your action plan may include steps related to your sleep schedule, your evening routine, your bedroom environment, screen exposure, caffeine timing, alcohol use, stress before bed. Now, suppose your information suggests that your nutrition deserves attention. Your action plan may include improving food quality, increasing hydration, creating more consistent meals, evaluating whether you are consuming adequate protein, reducing excessive reliance on highly processed foods, examining restrictive diets. The plan should not be overwhelming. The goal is not to hand you 50 recommendations and tell you to change your entire life overnight. The goal is to identify the most important starting points, because a plan that cannot be followed is not a plan. It is another source of stress. We want you to understand what should come first, what may be most important, what can you begin immediately, what may require additional guidance. Now, let us talk about what happens after you receive the plan. You are not expected to memorize the entire 2-hour review. You should leave with a clearer understanding of the most important patterns discussed, the areas that may deserve your attention, the steps you can begin taking, the questions you may need to ask,
and the order in which you should move forward. The review is designed to give you direction, but direction only creates value when you act on it.
That means the next phase becomes implementation. You begin applying the recommendations that were identified as appropriate for you. You start paying closer attention to your daily patterns. You observe how your body responds. You track meaningful changes. And you stop making random decisions based on fear, frustration, or internet trends. So what happens after your longevity root cause review? You leave with a clearer understanding of the information reviewed, a better picture of how your symptoms, history, lifestyle, environmental exposures, and laboratory findings may relate, a personalized natural action plan, a list of areas that may deserve attention, questions that may be appropriate to take to your physician, and a clearer sense of what should happen next. Then the most important part begins. You take action. You implement the priorities. You monitor meaningful changes. You remain consistent. And you stop moving from one random solution to another. Because the goal is not simply to know more. The goal is to make better decisions. The goal is not to collect another report. The goal is to use the information. The goal is not to become frightened by every possibility. The goal is to become more aware, more organized, and more proactive. And that is the difference between information and transformation. Information tells you something. Transformation begins when you do something with what you learned. So when you complete your longevity root cause review, do not place the plan in a drawer. Do not return to the same habits and expect a different outcome. Do not buy random supplements that were never recommended for you. And do not convince yourself that simply completing the test means the work is finished. The test is not the finish line. The review is not the finish line. They are the starting point for more intelligent action. If you are considering the Artificial Intelligence Longevity Protocol and wondering whether you will know what to do after receiving your results, the answer is yes. The purpose of the review is to help you understand what the information may suggest, what it does not prove, which areas may deserve attention, what steps you may begin taking. You should not leave with another disconnected report. You should leave with direction. Because guesswork is not enough. Random action is not enough. And information without implementation is not enough. Your health is a necessity, not a luxury. New information equals a new transformation. But transformation requires action. You are ready to stop collecting disconnected information and begin building a clearer, more personalized path forward? Put REED in the comments. Click the link pinned in the comments and begin the Artificial Intelligence Longevity Protocol. Complete the application. Submit your specimen. Attend your longevity root cause review. Understand the pattern. Receive your personalized natural action plan, and then begin doing the work. Because if you could solve the complete pattern through random guessing, you probably would have done it already. Click the link pinned in the comments. Begin the AI Longevity Protocol. Stop collecting information you never use. Start turning clarity into action.
Reserve your seat now.